gets slowed up. Sundub cleanses it all. Nearly gets taken down. Heels just blows him up. Cobb taken.
Make the ground shake.
He's gonna take it down to half health. Underwear gets ulted by Lulu, but Soaz is on the back. Alrighty, we're good. Hello, hello. Scott Scoot as Frank Daddy bringing you another game. Dignitas EU versus Gamers 2. Well, I don't really have anything to preface this with, so let's just get right. Oh, I remember what I forgot to do. I forgot to make it go through the speakers so I can hear it. You see, I was like fumfering around like, I know I forgot to do something. What did I forget to do? And I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'll remember eventually. And now I did. Okay. Anyway, Dignitas EU gonna ban out the Morgana and the Ezreal, while Gamers 2 looking to focus down Senkux. I mean, we've seen it before. Senkux does get pretty big, but on the other hand, he might get blown up again. Like I think it was once again against Gamers 2 or Reason Gaming, where he was playing Xerath, approached the Dragon Pit, and then just hundreds zeroed by the Yanni stun on top of all of the magic damage from everyone else. Hilarious play. I'm gonna remember that one forever. Yeah, that was just week 3. So last bans coming out are gonna be Nidalee. That's a ban I really like to see, and Rek'Sai, another really popular ban, just trying to get out those flavor of the months. But they still leave champions like Lissandra and Lee Sin up, so we'll see what comes of it. I mean, at IAM Katowice, we saw the Protect the Kog'Maw comp, so, you know, Lulu is still up, Nami is still up, those kinds of things are available, but I'm not sure if Dignitas EU or G2 play those. Lissandra is definitely the most solid pick to go with right now, and they're going to lock it in. That's a good pick from Wunderwear. Not sure that's going to go on Senkux, though. But we'll see once the picks and bans speed up. There's Lulu, and I personally hope it is a support Lulu. I mean, we've seen Lustboy go beast mode on support Lulu, and that's exactly what I like to see. It's going to get locked in, though. Not sure if Hilva, however you pronounce that. I still have trouble with that. Hilva. Let's just go with that. Not sure if that's a champion he has practiced before, but Lulu's still a strong pick either for top lane to go against that Lissandra or mid lane to go against that Lissandra. And Gilius is going to lock in that Lee Sin for Gamers 2. So he's going to be on that early game jungler. So he's going to want to apply a lot of pressure early. And especially if Lulu is in the bottom lane, that huge slow and the polymorph. I mean, ganks are going to be easy in this bot lane. But that's if that Lulu goes to Hilva. I keep going back and forth with the pronunciation of that guy's name. Anyway, the Corki is being hovered. Ezreal is already banned out by this Dignitas EU team, so they can't go for that double AD comp. But, you know, Corki's still a really strong pick. Gonna lock that in. And the Jarvan. Still a top tier jungle pick. Always has been. Probably always will. But this is the patch where his armor is removed, so he has been nerfed. Oh, let me move my mouse. That's not my mouse cursor. I'm like, oh, it's in the way. Let me move that out of there. Nope, that's the video. But that Kog'Maw is going to get hovered. Nidalee is banned out, so Gilius, I mean, he already picked his Lee Sin. There won't be as much Protect the Kog'Maw. Just an added amount of peel, which I would prefer, actually, over the Nidalee heals. And let's see if that's going to get locked in by Jeebus. Elka still hasn't hovered anything. I could see... I'm trying to think. Maybe Elka could play that Ahri, considering, you know, the rest of this team right here. But Thresh is going to get locked in right alongside that Kog'Maw, and that should turn out to be a really good game. Or a really good bot lane, that is. You know, Kog'Maw is one of those late game hyper carries. Good amount of power in the early game. Mid game kind of slumps. Late game is amazing. Gonna have that Trinity Force power spike too, so as soon as that happens, or even the Sheen really, Gilius could make his way down there, make a gank happen, and with Thresh, W to the Lantern, fly in from 30 miles away. And for this Dignitas EU side, the Victor gonna get hovered. I do like the Victor pick. There's so much AoE right now with this Dignitas EU team. And alongside Leona, this is going to be a very scary Dignitas EU team. Voidal is going to lock in the Leona, and Senkux is going to have that Victor going his way. Unless new meta top lane Victor, though I'm sure that's not the case at all. Victor, really good. Like, I'm just looking at this team. It's a lot of magic damage, and Jarvan. I mean, Corki, yes, he's in ADC, but his Fast Bomb, his rockets, his Gatling gun is AD, but not as much damage. Dignitas EU gonna go for super hard engage, so much AOE. I mean, it's gonna be in an ideal world. It's gonna be Broken Shard, 5-man ults, Voidal 5-man ults, that's Sunlight and Cataclysm, and then you have Wonderwear going in with his ults on all 5, and Senkux with his abilities, and then Voidal, and then, not Voidal, and then, Victor, his ultimate, just so much. It's gonna get scary really fast. And Orianna, a pick that I still love, has fallen off a little bit because of the more popular mid laners, but reliable poke with that Q, reliable zoning, and always a powerful ultimate. I'm not sure how. I mean, yes, the shield is going to help that. The shield and the speed buff, actually, now that I think about it, are going to help that Kog'Maw really well. And then you have the shield and the speed buff from Smitty J. Then you're going to have a shield and a lantern from Hilva. So, lots of shields. Protect the Kog'Maw comp, and that mouse is bugging the crap out of me. Damn. But once we get into the game, it'll probably go away. Both of these teams right now, they're looking for really good 5-man engages, but, Smitty J with that knockup, should Broken Shard and Voidal and Wonderwear go in, they're going to get knocked up by that Lulu and then turned around by the Orianna ultimate, and then, Lee Sin can just kick them away. When it gets to this late game part, I could see the Lee Sin being complete and total peel control. Like, that Lee Sin ultimate is not going to be used for anything but either A, getting a pick, or peeling for the ADC. Now let's just skip this next 40 seconds and get into the game. Now, Lee Sin is a champion that I like to play full tank. Like, you don't go for that brutalizer with the enchantment first item. No, you gotta go for that full tank. Because the way I like to play him is recklessly aggressive. So, if he's tanky, he can survive longer. I mean, sure, you lose out on a little bit of damage, and this thing is lagging out a bit. That is the video itself, not my machine. Anyway, this actually happened a few months ago when I mained Lee Sin jungle. It looks like they're going to stack that top lane for the cheese. But, I dove a tower at around level 5 or 6, and my mid laner, had the damage, but I didn't, so I went under the tower. I got as much damage as I could, and, if I didn't have 2 ruby crystals, then I would have died. But, tower not strong enough, Lee Sin with health, OP, and it looks like Gilius and crew are going to get as much vision as they want this top lane on the Dignitas EU side. And is it just me, or is this video lagging? No, it's just me. Because, it doesn't say high encoding. I'm not dropping any frames. Yeah, whatever. I'll deal with that later, if I have to at all. But it does look like a G2 are going to stay in this side of the jungle. They're going to keep Jarvan out of there, but it looks like Broken Shard is going to want to try to get in there. There are a sufficient amount of wards in that bottom side of the jungle on the red side. So Broken Shard gonna get a little caught out here, but he has the rest of his team with him. It's gonna be a 3-on-3 right now. Victor is coming over to help, but he can't really because he needs to go farm. Lissandra is caught in the mid lane. not doing much of anything. And they have Kagi Dog on the top side. So, I mean, if this achieved anything, it delayed the jungle for both sides. The Broken Shard took about 30 more damage. But overall, I mean, it wasn't a successful invade. Likewise, the 2v2 lane is going to happen, so Kog'Maw is going to be able to harass pretty early on that Voidal. I mean, Leona is very tanky, yes, but she takes more damage than she would let on. Like, you would think she's like the super tank of the age, is completely unkillable, but then it's like you start going in, land a few auto attacks, and it's like, oh, I can do this, and then she turns around and kills you. You got to be careful about that turning around part. That's what gets you. But no, this is just the video lagging. That's not me. Could have been just poor rendering or something on their end. I'm not entirely sure. Cobb gonna dodge out that hook. Hilva, no, it is Cleava. That is an I. It just looked weird in the champ select screen. Don't miss that cannon minion. There you go. Sharing it because sharing is caring. Jeeba's trying to hold out for as long as he can before killing the minions. You know, that way more damage can come back both ways. Jeebus is going to get stunned up there, take a lot of damage from that sunlight, but Cobb taking a lot of return damage as well. And that looks about to be an even trade, but Jeebus is level 3 right now because he got that extra farming. Cleava missing another crucial hook, and the trade back and forth is over for now. I can totally see Voidal going back in as soon as he hits level 3 because that's the Leona power spike right there. I could tell Voidal wants to try to get in there and use that runic shield. Not runic shield, that's the mastery. You know what I'm talking about, the little blue orb whose name escapes me right now. Meanwhile, in this mid lane, I'm not sure if it has changed recently or not, but never mind. Cobb's gonna get flayed backwards, hooked up, dove under the tower. Jeebus is gonna get stunned up under the tower as well, and still no kills going either way. Jeebus trying to go really hard and was saved by that lantern. Thank God it was there. Anyway, I was going to talk about Victor in that mid lane because I noticed he had a lot more mana than the Orianna did, and last time I checked, Victor has no mana regen per level. So that is really good if you are playing Victor and you are not struggling for mana. I mean, that is top level Victor play. That's just managing your mana really well. And on this bottom side, or these top laners rather, they're two, these are two casters that don't exactly need a crap ton of mana regen. Because Lulu, you don't have to poke that often. Your auto attacks deal a decent amount of damage on their own, especially with the help of picks. And Lissandra has that passive that, free mana on one spell, akin to Nunu's passive. Broken Shard is going to take up this Scuttle Crab as soon as he reaches it. And it looks like Gamers 2 are going to move in on this dragon. They do rotate Thresh to that bot side, and they will start it up. It doesn't look like Dignitas has any idea that this is happening, but here comes a 3-man gank onto that mid lane. Ica not going to get knocked up. Good flash from him, but that's a missing flash. And well, now my program is saying high encoding, so I'm going to turn down this quality to 480p. It looks just as fine. Not really, it looks terrible. What am I saying? I'm just going to turn it back then. Good news though. Within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I should be getting my new PC. Building it and getting all the parts and whatnot. It's just a matter of my mother has my funds in a special bank because my dad was in the army or something, and it takes a while for the money to actually get to her before she can put it into my account. And I completely forgot that I even had the savings account. Like, this is money I put away when I was like in 8th grade saving up for Nintendo Wii. But now that I'm re-accessing it, you know, gonna buy myself a pretty high-end PC. Gonna be around $2,000. i7, Windows 7, all that good stuff. MZ97. Oh, Ica is going to get dove here, and, well, First Blood is going to go over to Broken Shard because that flash was gone. Wonderwear with the great roam into the mid lane, and, well, someone didn't call their Maya. Or they did, and, Ica just ignored it. That's what happens a lot of the time when I play with my friends. Sometimes they'll call Maya, I'll get ganked, and I'll be like, oh, thanks, team. It's a bad habit. But, yeah, right now, 1-0 for Dignitas EU, but the Dragon is still with the Gamers 2 favor, so I mean it's not as terrible as a loss as it could have been. That Lulu Q dealing a lot of damage. That's really good in any trade. That goes Smitty J's way. Jeeba's gonna get a lot of damage down off the Cobb right here. Voidal not gonna go in. Those auto attacks from Thresh not doing much of anything, but every little bit of damage help. I was gonna say helps and counts at the same times. I was gonna say hounce. It's a hounce. Wonderwear gonna get dove up here. Knocked up. Does take the claw, but what does it matter when Gilius uses his flash and ults you back under your own turret? Great gank from Gilius, and now he's gonna find Broken Shard here. Broken Shard gonna get away with the flag and drag, but Gilius still has that Q. Nah, he's not gonna try to pursue under the turret. Good of him to not keep going. And Gilius gonna get a good amount of damage down onto that turret, while this bot lane for the Dignitas EU side still struggles. Now, the first item finished on this Kog'Maw is going to be that Phage. That's always a good item. Health, AD, move speed, all of the perfect items for an AD bruiser. Except, it's kind of a crappy item for AD bruisers now. Smitty J gonna take that top turret, and the gold lead is gonna swing 1k in favor of this G2 side. But Wonderwear gonna stop that back, so... Oh wait, no he didn't. It was probably within like the last 0.5 seconds where the back is literally unstoppable. That always bugged me. Because, on occasion, I would walk up to someone, get the auto attack, and then they'd be gone, and I'm like, but I could have killed them. The ultimate is going to go down, but Hleva uses his Flay way too early. Ica is going to get killed in that mid lane, and Voidal is really caught out here. The heal is going to go down, but Cobb gets hooked up. Voidal going to be the victim, and Cobb going to get dove right here. 2-0 in that bot lane, 1-2 in the mid lane. Overall, a win across the map for G2. And it's also going to be a turret trade, so the turret game is going to be 2-1. And, well, Lissandra going to get a lot of damage down onto that top turret as well, so it might even be even in turrets across the map. But a really good gank from Lulu to go down and help out the team that's getting dove on. Really ambitious of Voidal to use the ultimate then go in, as opposed to going in and then trying to, they should have known that the TP was still up from Smitty J, and they should have been more careful about that. So that was just really, really, really aggressive. They even should have known Wonderwear's teleport was also down, so they wouldn't have any backup. Wonderwear not going to be able to take this turret just yet. And for now, the gold lead is going to be 1k in favor of Gamers 2. They also have the Dragon lead, and Dragon is spawning in about a minute. Cobb gonna see what he can do to that bottom tower, but I don't think it's close to falling just yet. I can't tell because the screen won't go up and show me its HP, but Orianna's going to be here to clear the wave. Gilius and Jeebus are farming up that mid lane, and the farm game across the board is a little lopsided on both sides in some cases. Ultimate gonna go down onto Orianna. Orianna gonna get stunned up under her own turret. Voidal getting really ambitious right there, but Wonderwear gonna get not hit by the Oriana ultimate. Voidal is going to go down to this Jeebus as well as Wunderwear. Brokenshard goes in to try to get a retribution kill, but he's all alone. What is he doing? Cleva nearly goes down. Smitty J is on that backside trying to focus down Cobb. Gonna get stunned up. Cobb has his alley for escape, but no, he doesn't. He's going to get slowed up. Smitty J is going to go down to that Senkux. Damage still going back on both sides, and Jeebus is going to finally finish the fight. Those last 2 kills coming in at the end for that victor, really big in that trade. Trying to keep it close, but you know the fight just went really bad in one direction, and Brokenshard went in, tried to do something about it, and it was just a bad idea. Then, you know, almost out of there Cobb was, but another trade on that end, and well, just really good right there for Gamers 2. It looked kind of good for Dignitas EU up until the counter gank came, and then the counter to the counter gank, which failed for Brokenshard. And all in all, Dignitas EU is going to be the first one to this dragon, and they're going to secure their own 6% buff, which will help them in that next fight, hopefully. But I mean, they are already about 2,500 gold down. They're not even going to clear out that pink ward. Cleva going to get the hook onto Wunderwear. Wunderwear going to get a lot of damage put down onto him. Going to be followed all the way down, but Gilius is going to get stopped, stunned up, and will escape. Brokenshard has to get out. Voidal is going to get hit by that Oriana ultimate, and Smitty J is still going hard. They're going to have to back off, though, despite having Jeebus here. And that's going to be a 1-for-0 trade in favor of G2. Once again, almost looked really good for Dignitas EU, but it just didn't happen. They have way too much peel and way too many shields, way too much to save anyone who gets caught out. But, you know, Aika's Oriana ultimates have been pretty lackluster. In the last fight, she tried to use it on the Lissandra, who ulted before the Oriana ultimate went down, so completely unaffected. That last fight only hit Leona, so really not much going for those Oriana ultimates just yet. That top tower is pretty close to falling. That could lessen this gap, but right now it's at 3k gold, 14 minutes in. And Lissandra is pretty far behind compared to this Lulu. They're building the same exact items. I mean, look at their builds. It is literally the same exact items. But Lissandra is not going to finish it nearly as fast as this Lulu will. Same thing on that bottom side of the map. Corki and Kog'Maw building the same exact items. But Kog'Maw has 5 kills. That is ridiculous. And that's just going to get worse for this Dignitas EU team. Granted, Senkux does already have his Rabadon's death cap, and I think he does have the upgrade to... Yeah, he has the upgrade to his Hex Core. So he's going to have that as well. It looks like G2 are trying to set up another ambush in this bot side of the mid lane river. Or, you know what I mean. There isn't really like a call out for every specific bush. This isn't CSGO where everything has a name. I mean, I could... Well, what would you call that? Bottom river? Or bottom of mid? And then the other side would be top of mid? Or would it be like... No, because you could do the callouts by turrets, by camps, and then by parts of the river, I guess. So, bottom of the top river? Or would it just be top of mid? I mean, right now you have mid-outer, so that's pretty obvious, like blue mid-outer. Then on the other side you have red mid-outer, which is currently down, but you know, that's still a call-out, that's still an area. Speaking of which, blue buff gonna go down for Gamers 2. That's another thing, like you could call it by side as well, like red side blue buff. Everyone knows what that is, if you know which team is red. You have Death Bush, but I mean, there are lots of bushes that have been used for such a purpose. You have Banana Bush, which is sadly no longer a banana. You have the bush behind wolves, so that be back of wolves. Wunderwear are going to take a lot of damage from that Smitty JQ, but it doesn't look like the pursuit is going to go any further. Oh, nope, the flash is going to go in. Wonderwear going to go down to that Lulu, and a really good chase from Lulu. Uses the flash to get Wonderwear's flash. Wonderwear tried to turn around to get the stun down, but, you know, that Lulu is just too long range. Killed him in top. There isn't really a call out for in between turrets. Demacia gonna go down onto Broken Shard, but he's gonna take a lot of damage going back. Smitty J completely caught out here, and he's gonna go down, but that's gonna be a turret exchange question mark because Jeebus is tanking the turret, and no, it will not be. But that turret is super low, and that's probably gonna be the next objective. Lee Sin is snooping around behind blue side red buff, so he will be moving towards that bot lane. Scuttle Crab has spawned on the dragon side. Oh, that's what you could do. You could call it dragon side and baron side. Like Baron Deathbush. You can kind of visualize where that is. It's right next to the Baron Banana. There you go. See, I'm revolutionizing how you call the map right now. Then you have a Baron Tribrush as opposed to Dragon Tribrush. Look at that. Whatever. I'm just being silly. It's a good idea, though. It's something that people could get used to doing if that kind of thing does become a necessity. I mean, all you really need to say, like, oh, Nocturne is ulting, where is he? Bot, okay. That means he is nowhere else on the map. Whereas, I mean, Counter-Strike is a bit different, but I mean, yeah, it does have different parts of the map, but it doesn't completely mirror itself. Plus, Counter-Strike is a completely different game. That's a, like, I can't even describe how different it is compared to League. I mean, it's just so different. One has guns. No, but, I mean, the strategies are not the same. You can't even call them the same because if you die once in Dignitas, you almost get a pick right there. I mean, if you die once in League, that's not going to end your life. But if you die once in Counter-Strike, that might be the end of your career. Dignitas EU kind of on the wrong side of this river. They are not where they should be. Mid is going to fall. But they are in position for this dragon. Voidal going to try to go in. Senkux gets knocked back. He is going to get saved by the peel. He's still on the backside. Gilly is taking a lot of damage. He's going to get out. Wonderwear going to get ulted by the Orianna, but there goes Broken Shard. Broken Shard going to go down. Double kill for Kog'Maw, and will that be the end of the fight? Yes, it will. Overall, 1-for-2 trade, ended this dragon. Jeebus is still full health. So, I don't know if this is going to be really wise. Gilius is pretty low too, but all of those shields coming in. Jeebus trying to front line right there, but Voidal is going to miss. Jeebus still doing a lot of damage. His stun is going to go down. Cobb not close enough to land any of his skills. Voidal goes down. Cobb is exhausted. I'm going to use the heal. Senkux lands the Q onto Gilius and going to completely push him off of this dragon. And there's the blue trinket. Going to push them out of there. Cobb not going to walk into that bush. And completely zoned off of the dragon. Dignitas EU wins this round. I mean, technically they didn't win the fight, but they won the dragon, and that's all that matters. They're still down around 4,500 gold, though. And it just jumped to almost 5,000 gold. Still around 4,500. But, I mean, despite this gold lead, the game is still kinda close. I mean, it's not as bad as other 4,000 gold leads have been for other teams at 20 minutes. I mean, off the top of my head, I think of TSM. And how if they get like any kind of gold lead at all, they just win the game. But this is a Challenger Series. So right now, Kog'Maw is at 2 items. He could be building up to a Yumu's 3rd. I'm not sure where that longsword is going to go. Could go for a Bloodthirster. Does have a decent amount of crit chance. 8-0-1 on Kog'Maw. That is scary. If I have ever seen anything. And also might go to a Blade of the Ruined King. That's another solid item on Kog'Maw. Blue buff invade right here. Not going to go over to this Gamers 2 side. Senkuk's going to secure that up for him. But Broken Shard going to get hooked up here. Taking a lot of damage. Not going to get the follow-up. And he will live, but he has to go back now. There's no way he can stick around and defend anything. Even with that pot going, he doesn't have any sustain coming out from his team. He needs to go back. And there he is. He's in the base. So coming back into this, the gold lead has jumped out to 5k gold. And that's just from a lot of good map rotations. I mean, right now they're pushing bot lane. The minions are already here for them. A little bit of a Hail Mary hook. That wasn't really going to hit anybody. But right here, you do have a good amount of wave clear from this Dignitas EU side. But, you know, those shields are going to keep all of their players healthy. That is one form of sustain, I guess. I mean, I would much rather run heal than barrier. That reminds me of when barrier was first introduced. Or did barrier come before Graves? Either way, I just remember being told that, you know, barrier hard counters Graves, because once you see Graves go in, all you have to do is hit that barrier button and all of his burst is completely meaningless. It was really annoying back in Season 3 when barrier was, you know, the thing, the deal. No, that was like early Season 4 before they changed heal. Late Season 3. Yeah, it was also late Season 3, because I remember back in early Season 3, I would run Ignite on my ADCs. Then again, I was silver. So we learn and we grow up. Right now, though, game is slowing down quite a bit. Still at 5,000 gold lead for this Gamers 2 side. It's just a matter of how they're going to push this advantage. And, well, I mean, I guess they can wait for this Kog'Maw to hit that third item threshold and reach late game status. He does have the BF sword, so I could definitely see Infinity Edge coming out next year. I mean, he's not really hurting when it comes to sustain. Jeebus going to run right out of that gravity well. And Senkuk's taking a lot of poke damage on one end. Dragon is going to be spawning in 2 minutes. Gamers 2 is down one dragon, so Dignitas EU can afford to give that up and try to regain turret or map pressure somewhere else. But right now, everyone from Gamers 2 is in the top side of the blue side jungle. So just getting all this vision down, trying to gain vision control, rotating towards that top lane to take that turret. There is a pretty big wave here, but here comes that wave clear we were talking about earlier. They have a great amount of poke. So what you're going to want to do is poke down and then engage. Wunderwear is going to get stunned up here by the hook. Going to put that ultimate down onto himself. Gonna dodge out the Orianna ultimate, but Voidal trying to go onto the back line, and Senkuk's is gonna get a kill. Senkuk's exhausted up, but Cobb is gonna get hit by that Q. Orianna goes down. Gilius tries to make a move going back in, but he's gonna get taken down. The knock-up flash from Broken Shard, and that is gonna be the first kill onto Jeebus. Gilius is still alive, however, but you know, exactly as I was saying, they poked him down and they went in. Easy 3-0 right there. I mean, it wasn't that easy. They're struggling. But still, the sentiment remains. That was a really good fight. They thought, I mean, Gamers 2 thought they had the kill onto Wunderwear, pretty much sealed. But when Orianna missed that ultimate once again, I mean, it was just like a split second too early. If you waited a half a second longer to hit that R button, you would have gotten the kill onto Wunderwear and that would have been it. But once again, the ult only hit Voidal, and nothing could have come from it. Gold lead now down to 2k. So 3,000 gold made up for in that last fight. And they're going to move in on this dragon. Getting this Scuttle Crab would be the top of my priorities right now. but it looks like vision control is going to still be here for this Gamers 2 side. They have so many wards right here. That banana, the dragon side, death bush. Voidal going to miss the zenith blade, and wards just constantly cleared out of that banana bush. The blue side does get the scuttle crab, however, so they are going to have that movement speed buff. And they are a little broken up here. I mean, Gamers 2 is kind of sneaking in behind this Dignitas EU side to go and push that middle lane. But here comes Voidal with the flank. They decide they're going in. Smitty is the only one to get hit by that ultimate, but there is the ultimate from Wunderwear. He's pretty low right now, too. Gilly is still barely alive. Broken Shard is able to finish him off. Cobb gonna get killed up. Elka gonna die now. Smitty, will he be able to get the kill on the Broken Shard? No, he will not. And wow, what happened? That was a complete ace for this Dignitas EU side. I'm a little slow, so I obviously missed where everyone died, but wow, that was a really good fight from Dignitas EU. Yeah, right now I'm just a bit sluggish. I'm still trying to get back into the swing of things. Third dragon going in favor of this Dignitas EU team. Gold deficit is only 1k gold right now, and at this stage of the game, that's kind of negligible. And 1,000 gold is like around 20 more AD on the Cogmaw. And right now, as he builds up for that Bloodthirster, Corky's still only at that Trinity Force and boots. Almost has his Blade of the Ruined King, though, which is another kind of expensive item. So, excuse me. So that is a decent reason why his build has been a little slow. He does finish up that Blade of the Ruined King. And, wow, this Victor 9-0-3 has 2 needlessly large rod items, and I think that is the full upgrade for his Hex Core. If not his full, then definitely his second one. And Gamers 2 going to start up the Scuttle Crab, take it. The blue trinket was used from the the Dignitas EU side to check that Baron. It's really good to make sure they weren't doing it, because Cogmaw melts Baron, and Oriana basically keeps them all alive and healthy along with that Lulu. Right now, though, they are caught between Victor and Lissandra on the top side and the rest of the team on the bottom side. So if they wanted to go for an engage, they just could on either side of the fight. But it looks like Lissandra and Victor are going to stay top. Will they bait that Lulu into the bush up there? We'll find out in about 5 minutes when Lulu pushes that wave out. Jeez. But right now, the only neutral objective is that Baron. With that turret going down, that means gold lead is only 500. Senkucks will show, so they're not going to kill Smitty. Don't really care, though. They're just going to go back, buy a few items. Lissandra does have 2 items at this point. Lulu has that Lichbane, which is an item I personally like on an AP Lulu. But I think that is an ambitious buy right now, because it doesn't offer like any tankiness like a Zhonya's would, or it's just not a top priority item when you have so much pushing power already from the Oriana, from the Cogmaw. So I think that Lichbane it's not an incorrect buy. It's just not the best one that could have happened. Like, saving up for the Death Cap would have been so much better than the Lichbane, but I can understand why the Lichbane was bought, and I simply disagree. Now, Senkucks and Squad are going to have to rotate the long way to their own turret. The Thresh hook is down, and that's going to prompt the entire team to go onto Thresh, but there's so much peel that Thresh simply gets out. But that was 1 ultimate for 2 right there, and Dignitas EU has the upper hand should they want to go back in. Right now, they're all just posturing in the mid lane against each other. Thresh definitely has to go back. He doesn't have his flash either, so that's going to be another small advantage for this Dignitas EU side. But he does have the exhaust. The pushing is going to go down hardcore in this mid lane, and they see that there is a big wave in the bottom side, and it looks like they're going to start rotating down there. Will they see that pink ward? No, no, you're not going to see that pink ward? That's okay, the pink ward doesn't see them either. Unless Broken Shard can be seen by it. Nah. But it looks like they are going to go in on that backside. Jeebus going to get stunned up. The Orianna ultimate going to hit too. Wunderwear flashes out of the fight, and that is going to be the end of it. Voidal taking a lot of damage, slowed up. Wolf still dealing damage. Lulu trying to go back in, turns it back around. Lulu ultimate is going to go down. There's Broken Shard with another flash knockup. Locks up 3, but Cobb is way too close to the front line. Going to go down. And Senkuk's, geez, the only one alive. What happened? What happened to the team? Am I right? It's like they all just died. I didn't even see how they died. I just, whatever. Either way, really good fight from Gamers 2 to regain control of this game. Gold lead is now 4K in their pockets, and they are rushing straight for this Baron. Bloodthirster is not complete for Jeebus, but, you know, he's Kog'Maw. It doesn't really matter. It might as well be. There's not going to be anyone here to oppose this Baron, and that is going to be the Baron. Baron. Ooh. Ooh. All 3 going back at once. That was cool. The synergy. 6K gold in favor of Gamers 2. And question right now is, what can Dignitas EU do to get back in this game? Well, right now, what they should do is avoid Dragon. Let Gamers 2 grab the next Dragon. I mean, it's already 3 dragons to 2, I think. Or 3 dragons to 1. Right now, they are setting up a Death Brush, though, right behind that blue side red buff. There's the dragon spawning. And Gilius gets out of there just barely. Voidal going to get hooked up and goes down almost immediately. Senkux is kicked away from the fight. And that's going to be a free dragon for Gamers 2. Dignitas EU just does not have the strength to face this team right now. Wunderwear going to get flash slowed by Smitty. Whew. Really ambitious from Smitty right here. And this turret basically going to go down for free. So much damage coming out of that Kog'Maw. And look at those shields. That's just crazy. Way too much pushing power. And that turret's going to go down. Inhibitor turret is going to be next. And there's nothing this team can do to stop them. Inhibitor is going to be the next one on the list. Really easy push right there. The Leona is not going to get the stun down onto Jeebus, courtesy of the Lantern. And super easy push to get 4,000 more gold. So now they're at an 8,000 gold lead and an Inhibitor. I mean, there's not much to say other than Gamers 2 grabbed this game by the throat, took control back from Dignitas EU, and they basically said, look, we're done screwing around, let's go. Just hit that win the game button and go win the game. Reindeer Cog is not my favorite skin. I personally like Monarch Kog'Maw because of the butterfly wings. I think that's hilarious. And when it first came out, I got the Battlecast Kog'Maw skin, but then I stopped playing League for like a month and a half, so I never played it. And after about 2 months of not ever playing that new skin, I played it, and I'm like, wow, this is a really good skin. So, Battlecast Kog'Maw, highly recommend. Monarch Kog'Maw, I just love that skin. Oh, he doesn't even build it into a Bloodthirster. He builds the BF Sword into an Infinity Edge, and also has a Banshee's Veil. That is a really big build from him right now. And that last slot, gonna be the Lifesteal, needs that Vamp Scepter. Broken Shard takes a lot of damage from Smitty J. That is the power of the 4-item AP Lulu. And right now, it doesn't look like Dignitas EU's wave clear is going to be able to keep up with this push. Sure, Baron buff is gone, but the pushing power and the siege power from this Gamers 2 side, coupled with the fact that there are super minions in the mid lane, means that G2 gets this turret basically for free, accruing a little bit over an 8,000 gold lead. 8.5 almost at this point. Dignitas EU stuck inside their own base. They basically just have to poke, 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 try to deal as much damage as they can, and then try for the engage. Right now, Voidal uses the Zenith Blade but can't go in because, Jeebus just pulled away. All of these shields going down. Jeebus waits for the minion line, however. Voidal going to be taken down to half health right before the fight even starts. Ultimate from Orianna is going to hit too, but Woundaware is frozen up. He's going to flash out of the fight. Gilius might go down here, and he does, but Jeebus is stunned up underneath that turret. Going to take a lot of damage. Cobb dodges out the hook. Smitty J nearly goes down, but Ika is going to flash into the base for that kill. Cobb not going to have enough damage. Yes, he will. He's going to flash to the side to dodge the Orianna Q, and it's going to be 2v3 to defend this base. That was a really good fight from both sides, really. But, Woundaware and crew just doesn't have the strength to keep this Gamers 2 outside of the base. And that's going to be another inhibitor going down for Gamers 2. Cobb going to dodge out another hook right there. And this is not looking good for Dignitas EU at all. But here comes Voidal. No follow-up from that. I just saw the super fast sun. And I'm like, oh, is it going to come? Is it going to go down? Nah. We're almost 40 minutes in, and some of these characters still aren't even 16. Level 16, I mean. It's kind of weird to me. Because, Kog'Maw is basically 6 items, and he's not even level 18. I'm not saying, at 40 minutes everyone should be level 18. It's just a little odd to me because even in solo queue matches, at this point of the game, there wouldn't be anyone under 16. Smitty J is level 18, Gilius 15, Ika, 15, Broken Shard 14, Voidal 13. So many low levels at this stage of the game. Victor is going to finish up the Void Staff. I'm sure he finished that a while ago, but I just noticed it. 4-item Victor is very scary considering the power of his Hex Core. Ever since they changed that, it was a really good change. I love that, by the way. He is 100 farm up on this Orianna, but, Victor is not the late game hyper carry, nor is Orianna. It's Kog'Maw, and Kog'Maw is 13-2 right now. Bilva going to take a lot of damage. Voidal going super aggressive. Going to go into that Thresh. Woundaware going to stun himself up. Ilka going to get the 4-man ultimate. And there is Gilius on the backside. Does kill Woundaware. Senkuk's still alive. Not for long. Cobb and Broken Shard the only ones left. And Jeebus gets a little too close. But it doesn't even matter. Look at all that peel. Just really great peeling and kiting from Gamers 2. And then a 4-man Orianna ultimate. Fantastic play. Gonna be another inner turret. 13k gold lead. Another base turret goes down. Another inhibitor goes down. And it's gonna be all 3 inhibitors for Gamers 2. There's still 10 seconds on Woundaware. And Voidal is going to go in onto Smitty J, but he doesn't have any backup. Jeebus is godlike once more, and, well, this game is essentially over. That's all there is to that. Dragon's going to come up again. That's only going to be the 3rd Dragon for Gamers 2. But when they have basically every turret except one Nexus turret, they have every inhibitor, they have basically a free Baron served up on a platter for them right now. This is their game. And I don't see any kind of comeback ever happening. There are 2 super minions per lane pouring out of the red side Nexus. And if impossible could be applied to any one game, it would be this one. I apologize for those little bits of lag right there. Once again, in a few weeks, I will be getting a new PC. Gonna be amazing. I promise you. All my videos are gonna be like 1080p, 60 FPS. Gonna be great. I promise. But here comes the initiation from Broken Shard. This is the last ditch effort fight. Senkuk's caught out on that front side, and he is going to use Zonius to survive. Wonderwear is not doing any damage to Jeebus, but, well, the fight just goes completely in favor of Gamers 2 right here. Cobb, the last one up. Gonna get a double kill for himself. Wonderwear was actually the last one up. And that is the game right there. Quadra kill for Corky. GG's coming out. The surrender vote, because why wait for the minions to destroy the Nexus? Really good game from Gamers 2. That's all you're going to hear from me. I am Scott Scoot S. Frank Daddy, signing off for now. You'll see me tomorrow. Leave some comments, like and subscribe the video. Give me some constructive feedback. I crave the feedback. I haven't gotten a single amount of feedback. I mean, I post this stuff to Twitter, nobody ever comments. Why are you guys so mean to me? Nah, I don't really care. Just, watch, like, subscribe. Let your friends know that Scoot is really good at shoutcasting, and that, tell your friends at Riot that they should hire him, because he is really attractive, and I want to be friends with him forever. Alright, I'll see you either later tonight or tomorrow with another EU game.